The term handcrafted gets thrown around a lot these days. It's become a movement, a trend that can obscure the passionate folks who actually make amazing things by hand. Their remarkable stories need to be told, and I'm going to find them. I'm Anthony Bourdain, and this is Raw Craft. There's no place in the world like Scotland. The landscape, the pace, the silence. This is where single malt Scotch whiskey is made. A tradition honed to a science by hundreds of years of experience, but also one that will forever remain to me shrouded in mystery. The Balvenie Distillery, located in Dufftown, has been keeping this tradition alive since 1892. Specifically in the hands of the men and women who have worked there, often over many generations. And when I had the chance to grab a pint with them at the local pub, I knew it was going to be a special evening. With a typical gang of Scots who are quick to laugh and difficult to understand.
All the best, boys. Cheers.
But don't be fooled. This particular group is comprised of some of the most serious whiskey makers in Scotland.
Wow.
Thank you.
That might require whiskey.
Oh yeah, whiskey before the drink.
What is the perfect time of day to drink whiskey? Okay, it's like the best possible scenario.
I prefer a whiskey before a meal, because it
gives you
sets
an-
you up
yeah.
for the meal.
Gives you an appetite.
Gives you an appetite.
It's nice to share a whiskey with your friends because it opens up conversation. You know,
Start in the morning and finish at midnight.
Yes. Yes.
What you guys do, is it a profession? Is it an art? Is it a craft?
It's a craft.
Craft out.
The great cathedrals of France were designed by artists, but they were built by craftsmen.
And Balvenie is still basically the same. It's made by craftsmen. It's just a craft all the way through, right through to the cooper, making sure that the barrel holds in for the dedicated time that it's supposed to be.
They tell me that 60 to 70% of the flavor of whiskey comes from its barrel. So let's start with Ian, head cooper, in his 46th year of service. When it comes to building and maintaining barrels, Ian's the best at what he does.
This basic design, this basic construction, how far back does this go?
Oh, it's all the way back to Egyptian time.
Egyptian times. Well, look, as I like to say, when you have a really good idea, it's good forever. I'm guessing you're the fastest at this in the...
Well, I used to be. Used to call me the Mini Cooper S. I'm now on the Mini Cooper, a wee bit slower.
Nice work. It's a thing of beauty. Is whiskey science or magic?
Magic.
Oh, it's magic. In spite of all your experience, in spite of the fact that you know how things are made, you say it's still magic.
It's still magic, because you don't know one cask from the next. The cask, that's where you get all your flavours and your colour from, is the wood.
there's still a bit of mystery about the whiskey production.
Whiskey,
David.
yeah, it is mystery.
They don't know it all yet.
That's the magic bit.
Ian's right. There's no one cask the same as another, so they're all subtly different.
I've seen letters from people who've bought it complaining because you've bought another bottle and it's not the same.
I can say with some degree of confidence that Dennis is the first coppersmith I ever met, and it's possible he'll be the last. It's a craft that's growing more rare by the day, and it's certainly an exception to find a coppersmith on staff at a distillery. Dennis has been with the company for more than 55 years. His ears have become so finely tuned he can tell by the sound of the metal if it needs attention or not.
There's elements of physics, engineering, metallurgy, and chemistry involved in what you're doing. You have to understand what's happening to this piece of metal as it's subjected to heat.
Yeah, you have to understand when you heat copper, especially when you're welding the parts together, it continually moves whenever you heat it. it's going to change.
Right. Why copper? Why not stainless steel?
Well, it's a great conductor of heat. If you heat it, you can virtually manipulate it into any kind of shape you want. But it all comes with experience. You learn the best way to deal with it. You're learning all the time.
You're learning all the time through it.
You never stop learning. And you take pride in your work. That's the most important thing.
I will agree with you here, Dennis. If you get somebody in and they've no pride in their work, they've no place working with us, guys. They've no place. You've got a pride in your work. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Brian has served many years as a mash man. You know, the guy who nurtures the milled barley through the important stages of mashing and fermentation. Without the mash man, there's no whiskey.
The malt is now strained out before it goes in here?
That's correct, yes, yes.
So you've got, it's basically malty, sugary water
Correct.
that is fermenting?
It's fermenting, yes.
Now, as I recall from high school chemistry class, these little things are releasing CO2. Is that right? Into the air. So if you were to seal this tightly with no way for the air to escape, you would essentially be creating a giant explosive device.
Boom, it creates experience in here. You good then? Whoa, yeah, that's it. You've got it, yes. It hits you like that.
Has anyone ever fallen in there?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Could I swim in it without burning my skin off?
Yes, you could.
You could have a nice hot tub or a jacuzzi.
Yes.
Little health club for the employees.
Brian's warmth and humor are representative of everyone I met at the distillery. They took their job seriously, but they never took themselves too seriously.
Good help. Cheers.
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 Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
I got to tell you, the cheese in Scotland is great joys here.
Yes.
Scotland does not have the best reputation for its health as far as what they eat.
Too much minced pies, too much fat, animal
Too much
fat.
deep fried food.
Deep
yeah,
fried
but
food.
you deep fry things so well, so well. What do you guys eat on your day off?
Just plain food, basically. Mince and tatties, stovies, fish,
Beef minced up. Just chopped up, minced
Right.
up.
boiled potatoes, and a vegetable.
So that's your choice. What would you?
Handmade broth, boiling beef, and all fashioned scarly and turries.
Okay, what is that?
Well, Scotch broth, clear soup with vegetables, leeks, carrots, turries,
Right.
onions, boil it in your soup.
Boiled potatoes.
You're all eating like it's still the Great Depression. I mean,
Easiest thing you can eat.
But it's healthy.
the war's over, guys. It's you can, have a steak.
That's Matthew, a malt man. He's a relative newcomer compared to the rest of these guys, but he's already put in some serious toil and hopes to make his way up the ladder, just like his father did before him. Apprenticing under another Balvenie stalwart, Robbie Gormley, Matthew is slowly learning the traditions of the craft, absorbing generations of knowledge.
Okay, this is a kiln fire.
Oh yeah, you can leave. That's nice and warm.
Just keep the temperature.
Okay, and where does the malt itself go?
The malt itself is directly up there.
Up. So this is all just the heat source.
This is just the heat source to dry it, going up. And over there we have a peat smoker. There's a hint of peat in the Balvenie.
Look, I don't want to tell you your business, but you could throw like a pig in there. You could put like a steam room in here.
A steam room.
Do some hot tubbing, pizza.
Pizza,
I mean, as long as you got this amazing fire going.
This is one of 6 working maltings now in Scotland. And here it is dried and turned. It's been newly turned this morning. It's a vented floor at the bottom.
Oh, I see. So the heat is just rising through there.
So it rises through the grating.
So you have to just keep,
It's turned
like
twice.
coffee roasting, you got to keep it moving or
Yep.
the beans burn.
Turned twice a day.
My daughter's favorite thing for her birthday is Yorkshire pudding. Anytime I make Yorkshire pudding and it works, that's magic. Whiskey, magic or science?
So, yeah, I would say rather than magic, I would use the word art. It's an art form, I think. I mean, we do use our laboratories to analyse our
Yeah.
whisky. So the final say in any whether whiskey can be bottled or to go ahead actually is rests on the Malt Master's nose.
Oh, and there's this guy, David Stewart, the Malt Master, now in his 6th decade guiding this ship. He's a whiskey legend at the very apex of the industry. With the olfactory nerves of a bloodhound, he's nosed and shepherded over 400,000 casks through maturity and into the bottle, making incredible, groundbreaking whiskeys along the way.
What is that menacing-looking thing, and what happens in there?
Well, that's a ton. That's the new ton, 1509. It's me making up this in the sample room first, using a lot of aged whiskey.
From different years?
From different years. So inside this ton is batch 2 of 1509. So I'm really the only person that's actually tasted this.
Not for long.
And you're the second person to actually taste this. We've got whiskey in here from the 70s, the 80s and early 90s.
Because there's only that much, that's it.
That's it, and that's for the whole world. That's
Right.
it. There's about maybe 8,000 bottles or something to do pretty much the whole world.
You ever screw one up? You ever like a whole ton and you're like, man, that was a really bad idea.
Well, no, not yet. No,
Not yet. Well,
not
cheers
yet.
to that.
That's it, no.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how this works.
Okay.
Ooh, that's good. Whoa.
So it's quite creamy and sweet, very smooth and easy to drink.
You've got to be pretty happy with this.
I'm quite happy with it, yeah.
But what about my pizza idea, guys? I think it's a really...
If you come to Cookie Pizzas, we'll
right.
we'll help you.
Okay, lads, I don't know about you, but I've enjoyed the evening, and I've got a little surprise to finish off with.
Gosh.
Famous dog.
The famous dog. This is what people would use for illegally removing whiskey. They would hide it down their trouser leg, tied to their belt.
Now you tell me. I've already taken the distillery tour. I could have used that earlier.
That's actually a 1.5 inch shell from the Second World War.
Wow.
It's somebody. Oh, it's leaking.
It's leaking.
Oh.
There must be something in it then.
Now, it's 24, that's the one.
So, there we are.
Thank you, gentlemen. Cheers.
Cheers, good health.
Good health.
There's more than meets the eye with these guys, each one excelling in their craft and working as one, day in and day out, with passion and pride to create some of the best whiskey in the world. These are the kind of people I love, carrying on traditions with rare skills ingrained in the muscles of their hands. And just like every craftsperson I met across America, they're never in it for the money or glory. They just love what they do. These are the crazies. These are the folks who do things the old school way, the stupid way. And what they do is who they are, and they are completely fine with that. I'm Anthony Bourdain, and this is Raw Craft.